Hi, my name is Chief Petty Officer Burris. I'm with the Engineering Systems School CPB staff at Training Center Yorktown. This video is part 1 of 3 for the removal and installation of the MTU 8V396TE94 cylinder head, liner, connecting rod, and piston. This task is normally performed as almost scheduled maintenance or as corrective maintenance upon failure. This video is for the familiarization with the task and shall not take place of official procedures promulgated by the patrol boat product line. Ensure you follow safety guidelines and procedures outlined in all MPCs. Before removing any components or fuel lines, be sure to label items for the ease of installation. Remove all injector leak-off lines. Disconnect all interferences on the top of the engine. There are no particular order in which these need to be removed. It is best to unbolt and disconnect before moving components to the intercooler. Removal of the expansion tank and heat exchanger are not required. However, doing so allows easier access to on-engine components. Finish removing all high-pressure fuel lines. Once all bolts are removed, remove intake manifold. Remove the jacket water connection. Remove the bolts securing the constant pressure manifold outer housing. Once all the bolts are removed, remove the outer housing. Bend the locking tabs and remove constant pressure manifold halves. Remove the bolts holding the exhaust housing to the cylinder heads and remove. Using the fuel injector removal tool, remove the injector on the affected cylinder. Verify both parts of the CE ring come out of the head. Loosen the bolts for the gear case cover and remove. Remove the banjo bolts for the oil return lines. And remove the oil lines. Remove the thermocouple wiring harness and thermocouple from the affected cylinder. Loosen the 4 valve adjustment lock nuts and back out all 4 valve adjustment screws to the stops. Loosen the bolts and remove the intake rocker shaft. Loosen the bolts and remove the exhaust rocker shaft. Remove the 2 push rods from the cylinder head. Loosen the stress cylinder head bolts in a crossing pattern. Remove all cylinder head bolts with the exception of the 2 bolts nearest the exhaust port. This keeps the head from slipping out of place. Using a rocker arm shaft and its 2 bolts, install them into the upper bolt holes to create a handle. This eases the removal of the cylinder head from the engine block. Remove the last 2 bolts and lift the cylinder head straight off the block. Remove the head gasket, spacer plate, coolant O-rings, push rod sleeves, and oil supply pipe. Remove the 2 piston crown bolts and install the piston crown removal tool. Then lift the piston crown out of the cylinder. Bar the engine to lower the piston skirt in the liner to expose the oil control ring. This is for easy removal. Insert the liner removal tool into the liner and align the bolts so that they can push against a flat surface of the engine block deck. Once locking the liner removal tool into the liner, pull the liner out by tightening the 2 bolts. Once the liner O-rings have cleared, the liner can be removed with the removal tool installed. Install the piston skirt guide plate to protect against skirt damage while barring the engine. Screw the piston holding device onto the piston skirt. Remove the piston skirt guide plate. To install a new cylinder liner, use the piston hold device to guide the liner into the engine block. Remove the piston skirt holding device and use the cylinder liner installation removal jig to press the liner into the engine block. Remove the cylinder liner installation removal jig. For the ease of installation, bar the engine so that the piston skirt is near TDC to install the oil control ring. Lubricate the cylinder walls. Place the ring compressor on engine block with dowel pin aligned into the slot. Insert the oil control ring into the cylinder liner. Ensure correct piston crown orientation, compression ring and ring gap positions before installing. Remove the ring compressor and the piston crown removal tool. Install the piston crown stress bolts and torque to specifications.
It is important to refer to the current maintenance procedure card or technical publication for tightening specifications and tolerances. These change from time to time by the manufacturer or other authority.